Warning. The following views shared on this podcast are the unfiltered expressions of our vibrant personalities. We are here to dissect the pulse-pounding world of pro wrestling, from the epic battles inside the ring to the captivating storylines that keep us hooked. Our discussions may venture into unexpected territories, from questioning the creative direction or analysing the artistry behind the suplexes and submissions. Please understand that we aim to entertain, educate and engage. But please also remember that we are just merely fans and observers, and we are not actual wrestlers, journalists or industry insiders. As we always say, by the Mandem, for the Mandem. Enjoy.
Episode 177 of the WRESTHINGS podcast.
Yeah.
Make some fucking noise for 177.
177.
We're away from our lovely studio this week. We're out here slumming it on the remote thing. But we've got a familiar face back in the building. Man like Sam Blacker. What are you saying, bro?
Yes, man, I'm there, man. It's good to be back. You know, like I said, you lot have been chatting shit for a few weeks now. I'm joking. I love you, man. In all honesty, you know, a lot of stuff I've been enjoying on the podcast. I've been watching it, and it's good to be back, man. Let's get focused. You know?
All right, let's do some intros. What's up, people? My name is Mex. I'm a wrestling fan, wrestling enthusiast, and wrestling maniac, if you will. You're tuned into another episode of the WRESTHINGS podcast. Next up, we've got NK.
Yo, people, it's your boy NK, aka the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, aka the hood Japanese correspondent, aka the CEO, the president, the commissioner, the TDM, Tokyo Dome merchants. We here, man. Forbidden Door week, baby.
We're here.
Yo, guys, it's Laps, the main event, Live on Champagne Sipper. Back again on the WRESTHINGS podcast.
Yes, man. All right, intros. Let's see. Cool. It's your boy Sam Blacks, Mr. Controversial, Underdone, Bishop Top 5 Dead or Alive Big Men, Mr. 150 million%, Nicky Garcia's baby boy.
Come on.
What else do I say? Mr. Hot Takes. Immediately.
We're
Yeah,
here.
we can't shout in the house, bro.
Yeah, well, my dad can understand. I'm at the podcast in it, so he's got to understand that.
Yeah, man. It's a big week. There's a lot that's happened in the past 7 days. There's a lot that's coming up in the next 7 days. I guess we'll start with AEW, and we'll start with Collision. Obviously, we had the debut show of Collision over the past weekend. By the time this comes out, you know, we're gearing up for the second installment of Collision. Guys, general thoughts of AEW debuting their brand new 2-hour show?
It was a success. I can't lie. Collision was a massive success. I felt we've always said about the sets and the presentation, just making it feel different than Dynamite. This feels like, remember when we had the Fist for SmackDown and you had the Raw, I just had like the background for Raw, like the set design between Dynamite and Collision were different. Big up Kevin Kelly and Nigel McGuinness on commentary. Them two guys were cold. And they were like different dynamic to what we see between like Excalibur and Tony Schiavone and Taz. And then obviously just the talent on the show. Obviously we had Mr. CM Punk come back, and you know, as controversial as he is, as much as I've cooked him on the podcast, I can't lie, man. When it comes to cutting a promo, like, this guy is like one of the greatest to ever do it, and he showed why he's got the fan base he got. And then, you know, Buddy Murphy and Andrade had an amazing match. So overall, man, Collision was a success, man. Great first episode. May it continue like this.
Yeah, I agree with NK. When I watched Collision, I felt like I was watching an entire new product, something that felt a bit more darker and grittier, and really just providing that platform for wrestlers we know that have talent to really showcase that. Like, the chains have been uncuffed and these wrestlers have just let go. Again, like Andrade and Murphy, brother, it was a banger. So I'm excited. I'm excited for what's to come. I'm excited. I'm happy about the presentation as well. Again, it looked like an entire different product. So yeah, Collision was a success in my eyes as well.
Sam, did you catch Collision?
I was rubbing my beard and nodding my head. Saw highlights. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes.
What was your first impression of the
Let's
first
see how
show?
it goes. It was good seeing CM Punk, but obviously it's in Chicago, innit? So that's just a normal thing. I look in the business perspective. Okay, no problem. Buddy Murphy and Andrade, that was a good match. That was amazing. I can't doubt that. That was good. Let's just see how it goes. I'm not getting my hopes up. Let's see how it goes. I've been watching AEW here and there. Do you know what I mean? You know, the little Don Callis and all that, Wahala, whatever. Boom, boom. It's good. It's good entertainment. I can't lie. I'm intrigued. I'm looking forward to actually Forbidden Door. I am, and obviously because I've been seeing some New Japan highlights of obviously Ospreay and talking on a little promo. It's good. I like it. Don't get twisted, but let's see how this Collision, how it unfolds. 3 months time we could all be saying, "Oh, what the fuck was that all about?" So, it's good.
Just before we went live, NK was saying that it obviously looks like, and I think we know this anyway, they're pretty much hanging Collision, all on CM Punk's back. If anything happens to CM Punk, that they could be in trouble. His promo to come back was good. Obviously, he's somewhat teased that he still has the world championship that he never lost following Brawl Out. So I don't know. Do we still refer to him? Do we refer to him as an AEW world champion or what? Like, what is this?
No, I think it's gone laps.
So do you know what? Yeah, from watching Collision, it feels a bit like an ECW, the Outlaw show. So let's say Punk was to win the world title. That's like a Collision world title now. He has to spray paint the AEW title with the word Collision on it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
So what are we trying to say here? 2 titles now, yeah?
Absolutely not. No,
Well,
there's no way. I think what the storyline's gonna be, I think it's all gonna tie into MJF versus Punk. I feel like because we don't know what the main event is for All In / All Out, because both events are happening a week apart from each other. One of those events is MJF versus Punk.
Yeah,
That's my prediction. I feel like it's gonna be a thing of Punk's gonna come back. Well, Punk's back, but Punk's gonna unveil the title and be like, "See, I'm the champion, and most importantly, I'm the champion who beat the current champion. Like I've beaten MJF before, so I'm the real champ. I never lost my title, and it's not necessarily going to be. It's going to be like undisputed in the sense where like whoever wins has bragging rights, but I don't think they're going to unify the titles on that, and it's not going to be. Yeah, it's not going to be that. It's just going to be more like bragging rights. Who's the real champ? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear that.
All In is in London, obviously.
Yeah.
Am I right in thinking All Out is still in Chicago?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's still in Chicago.
So that could be where they do that match. Fam, they batter Chicago as a market. Chicago must be tired. Must be tired.
It makes sense, though. It makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, while they have CM Punk, I totally get it. And I mean, outside of CM Punk, they're a rabid wrestling crowd anyway. But
yeah,
I think as we have started to see with Double or Nothing and maybe some of these other events in the next couple of months, like it seems as if the live crowd interest is waning a bit. People aren't buying tickets as quickly as they were for AEW shows. And that could be for a multitude of reasons. But at the same time, if they're obviously overly going to an area and people are like, well, it's not novelty because you man were here like 3 months ago. So I don't need to rush to go and see this show again because you'll probably be here in 3 months' time after. So yeah, I think there's a bit of that going on. Maybe they need to test new places, but at the same time, they are still like a new product in themselves. So they go into the reliable markets of where wrestling has, I guess, succeeded in the past.
Yeah, because if you look at the pay-per-views that I've sold out, obviously Forbidden Door sold out very quickly, and that's Toronto, and they've been to like Canada before, but that's not as much as let's say like a Chicago or you know what I'm saying. And obviously London, London is a different one because it's like obviously bare wrestling shows haven't been here in it, but obviously they've explored a new market and we've seen the sales of All In it. So maybe, and even we saw it in WWE, like when they went to Puerto Rico.
Yeah, it's difficult for them to you know, go to new places and try new places. Like I say, with them being new as well, it's the risk and stuff like that. And I mean, kudos to them trying it, innit? But I think we're beginning to see that I guess maybe the audience aren't that invested in buying tickets to every single time they come to town.
Yeah, I hear that. But
Yeah.
I feel like with high risk, high reward, because you need to remember, outside of America, bro, we're hungry. We're hungry for these big promotions to come over. If WWE, they went to Wales somewhere. Bro, they were sold out. AEW coming to the UK, they're definitely selling out. I think they've sold out most of their tickets already. So yeah.
Yeah, they've sold the majority, 65,000 or so. That's the reported figure at the minute.
Bro, for a first show, that's really good. For a first show outside of their country.
It's excellent, bruv.
Yeah.
Bruv, that's ridiculous.
Amazing.
They haven't had a show that big in their country.
Yeah,
alone.
Bro, I'm telling you, we're hungry, bro. We're hungry.
Yeah, I think the UK's, we want an extravaganza like the Super Bowl or WrestleMania, something that's going to really gravitate this country. You know, the last big event we had was the Olympics. So, you know, I think, you know, it will be about time. But even like in major wrestling, there's not actually really been a major wrestling event in this country besides, when was the last time? SummerSlam?
Well, Clash of the Castle would have been, I guess, the biggest, and that wasn't even like a big four.
Yeah,
So you're talking SummerSlam 92.
Damn.
Yeah, 92.
But not to get too much off topic, but like, do you feel like now that Money in the Bank is coming up, do you feel like they should have scaled it a bit higher? Because it is London.
They bottled it. And this is why I didn't want AEW to go and do the exact same thing. I said Money in the Bank is you know, I know the actual booking of the briefcase has been poor, but Money in the Bank has slightly become one of their top 4, top 5 shows every year. Like, so for them to come here, give us a show of that importance, should I say, and then not actually, you know, make it a big enough event, at least a 50K. You came and done Clash at the Castle, like 65K in Cardiff. You could run at least a 50K in London somewhere, or you know, somewhere more central. So yeah, I think they absolutely bottled it. It's just like, oh, we know we're in cahoots with the O2. We can come to London, do it there. What's that? 25,000 people or whatever, which is it's fine, and it's going to be good for those, and those going will enjoy. But like, they could have literally done so much, and they're probably kicking themselves seeing that AEW have pulled out 65,000. Yes, it's their debut of, you know, leaving the country and all that kind of thing, but now it's like they know the demand is there. Like, if they ever doubted it, they know the demand is there. And I don't know, you have to stop thinking that it's just like Londoners that will be coming. Like, the whole of Europe are probably flying in, you know, those that care, to come to AEW All In. So 100%. WWE need to have that same kind of approach. Like, we can put on these big shows elsewhere.
Yeah, for sure.
No, definitely. I think no, you're right. The overall thing. I was going to stick off with WWE, but you know stuff.
WWE. They. I mean, I guess there's a different thing that they don't maybe necessarily need to take the risk. They don't need it, like, you know. So,
but look what they did in Puerto Rico, though. Like, that was lit. That was crazy. Like, when they went to Puerto Rico, back, like, just exploring new markets and opening it up to new people is always going to be a good thing.
The thing is, WWE know the market of the UK. They come here. They come every fucking year. You know, so you should know if it's going to be a Money in the Bank, a ladder thing.
Correct.
UK, we love all that craziness. Do you know what I mean?
They do like a regular house shows or live events in the O2. Get 10,000 people in there plus.
Light work.
So it's why would you not gamble and make a pay-per-view bigger? Like Puerto Rico, if I'm correct, Backlash was 16,000 people. But with Puerto Rico, I think this was the first pay-per-view they've done there in like maybe 20 years or plus. So it's almost like, yeah, maybe we have to test that market again, sort of thing. So yeah, I kind of understand why they went quote unquote small with Puerto Rico. But with London, with England, there is literally no excuse. And
there's no way.
AEW have embarrass them, in my opinion, that, you know, we're going to run an event a matter of a month or so later, and we've tripled your attendance already.
Yeah.
So
it's interesting to see, man.
Yeah, but I think, you know, as there has always been between the two companies, there could be some retaliation that we see. Whether, you know, WWE now feel they'll go somewhere else and book a massive show or whatever the case is, you know, their ego will surely be bruised. So we'll see in the future how they react. Staying with AEW, we said obviously Forbidden Door is at the end of this week. Right now, there's only 4 matches on the card. That is Danielson versus Okada, Omega versus Ospreay, MJF versus Tanahashi, and
Sonata Jungle Boy.
Thank you. I'm sure there'll be another 4 or 5 added by the end of Dynamite tonight. But for now, I guess we'll discuss the 2 big matches, the marquee matches. Danielson versus Okada. Let's start from there. Who wins this match?
I think NK should start off before we get into the nitty-gritty. I think these are 2 of your goats that you've been saying anyway. So
this is a dream. Like I said, this is a dream match of all dream matches for me. But I think Okada. Okay, actually, it's techie. If this was like, if Bryan Danielson wasn't doing the Elite versus Blackpool Combat Club stuff, I would put all chips on Okada. But because Danielson's got another storyline feud, it's a bit techie. But the reason why I say Okada is because Danielson in AEW hasn't been afraid to take a pin. He's still won more than he's lost. He still like has a good winning rate. But compared to like other top guys, he's less protected. And I feel like that's the way he wants his career to be. And I feel like New Japan, listen, Okada's their golden boy. They're not good, like, they might send him out to lose. And Danielson is somebody that could realistically pin Okada. But I feel like even asking New Japan, yo, can we pin Okada? It's crazy. So for me, like John said, it's crazy. It's like Mandem. It's literally like it's like Mandem asking like Roman Reigns after he just lost the title. Oh, I beg, let me pin Roman Reigns. Like, don't even look at you, you're mad. Like, you ain't pinning Roman. You can pin Seth, but not Roman. The same thing with New Japan, with Okada. But obviously, he's not champion right now. He's a trios champion. So that cachet of like him being IWGP World Heavyweight Champion isn't holding him back. But if I was to place money on it, I would say Okada defeats Danielson. Yeah, obviously, I think the match will end clean. Both of these guys, I don't want any interference. You can't spoil this match of interference. It needs to be clean, professional wrestling.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think again, echoing what you said, I think Danielson is in a giving stage of his career. Like, he just wants the opportunity to have these matches, wrestle new guys, have different match types and all of that kind of stuff, try new things character-wise. I don't think he particularly needs to win. And like you're saying, New Japan would probably be furious if Okada was made to look anything less than the Rainmaker Okada. So although it being Danielson, and everyone would understand if Danielson got the win, yeah, I think Okada gets the win here.
Yeah.
I don't know too much on Okada, but from what you lot have basically been saying, they're both at their careers where they can give back, really. They've done enough. Or would you say Okada's got more to
Okada's got a lot more.
Okada's got years.
Okada's at 35.
At the same time, though, like we said, Okada's career has pretty much been front-loaded. He's achieved everything.
Yeah.
So,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Danielson too. So it's...
Yeah.
I think from what you guys...
I don't know who's going to win. Me personally, off of just me knowing Danielson, I'll just put Danielson. But that's just because I just know Danielson. Not that I know Okada. I don't know Okada well enough to say, oh yeah, Okada. But I just know Danielson. And I think they'll let Danielson win.
I'm in the same basket as you, Blacks, because I know of Okada, but I don't know Okada the way I know Daniel Bryan or Bryan. I'm Bryan Danielson. So I don't know who's going to win, but I am excited to see the match.
I think the match is going to be good. I don't know how long they plan to give it and stuff.
60 minutes.
Nah, it won't be as long as that. Maybe a 20
plus.
Maybe a 20 minute
plus.
match. Maybe a 20 minute. Maybe.
20-minute bang.
Maybe. Depending
20
on how
minutes is minimum.
How long is the pay-per-view for, if we know?
Pay-per-view
going to be like
5 hours.
Then it's definitely a 30-foot. Yeah, maybe it's a long one.
Yeah, I can't like Okada matches is 25 minimum. Minimum. Like you're good, it's good, yeah.
Especially at this level.
Yeah.
Danielson will keep up as well, so I'm not worried.
Yeah. Danielson just wrestled an hour. At Revolution. So I don't think it'll go an hour, but if it goes 40, I don't mind.
I don't mind.
Yeah, you know, I am
keep it going.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to Forbidden Door. I don't know what it is lately. Yeah.
Or what?
Blacks has been watching AEW, bro.
Am I changing? No, it's the E forever. But like,
he's been cooking though. To be fair, like I'll give it.
I'm really starting to adopt pro wrestling. I think a bit more than the actual entertainment side of things. A little bit now. Yeah, I know I'm changing. And I've really like seeing. Like I even looked at the Kenny Ospreay match, but you know we'll talk about it when we get into it. But you get me. I looked at that match in New Japan and I thought that's absolutely incredible.
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll get into it now. We'll get into it now because that's, I guess, the other headline match. Omega, the IWGP United States champion, going to be defending up against Ospreay. We saw Ospreay make his AEW return, if you like, last week, and he took out. Sorry, did I say Ospreay? Ospreay made his return. He took out Omega after the main event. Left him laying. He had people applauding him in Danielson and Don Callis. So yeah, they're heating up that match. That's obviously been a long time kind of feud. Who is winning? Dude, this one is hard because there is obviously All In, which is in London. You know, an opportunity to do Ospreay versus Omega again. Omega will be massive in London. Ospreay is obviously a British boy, an Essex boy. So booking him for that show is a complete no-brainer. Like, I don't know. There's no way he can't be on that card in London. So it's hard to think what happens here and then assuming they're going to go to All In, what's going to happen there. But we'll start with this particular bout at Forbidden Door. Anyone got any predictions or ideas what's going to happen?
Billy, go. You've got this. I beat it. And I'll tell you why. Yeah. See, when I listened to that New Japan promo for about 10 minutes, he was talking.
Sorry, Sam. Let me just add the caveat.
It hit me so much I had to watch the match. I had to actually deep what was going on. I believed it. Sorry, go on, Max. Sorry.
I'll just add the caveat that obviously I just said All In is in London. Forbidden Door is in Canada, home of Kenny Omega. So this is why, like, does Kenny lose on his home turf? Does Ospreay win here? Like,
Jesus, son of the living man. I think it's a techie one because Kenny can lose on his home turf, you know. But then at the same time, yeah, the match could end any way, man. There could be a disqualification on both sides. Someone can interfere, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be that explosive, but I know we're going to see a spectacle because that first match, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But me, it's Ospreay, man. Billy Goat, man.
Yeah, I agree with Blacks. I think Ospreay because not only I think the score needs to be tied going into All In my opinion. Or maybe it doesn't. I think you could do a 2-0, but I feel like we need to tie up the score. Plus, there's too much going on with Kenny in terms of the Don Callis, the Takeshita's. I don't feel like the match will end clean. I feel like there's going to be interference. And that's what's going to allow Ospreay to win. And maybe that kind of like gives the third match a lot more like hype because now it's like, okay, Ospreay beat Omega, but was it clean? Who could have won the match? You know what I'm saying? But I feel like Ospreay, that heat, man, that if he pins Kenny in Canada, the boos, then you get Don Callis involved. That heat, man, we need it. We need that because I feel like if Kenny wins, it's kind of like where do we go from here? But with Ospreay winning, it opens up so many different dimensions to this rivalry, man. So I'm pulling for Will, man. I'm pulling for Will Ospreay.
Yeah, I agree with both of you guys. Billy Goat needs to smoke Kenny Omega. I can't lie. After that last match, he needs to get his lick back. Needs to get his lick back because it needs to be 1-1, bro. It can't be 2-0.
I beg you lot, though, please listen to that promo because it made me believe.
I've heard it.
I believe.
Wait, which one? The one he just did?
I believe. How can my man say it? How can my man say, you know what? After my man done that DDT on the rope thing, it made me realize it's done. It's done. It's over. It's over.
Bro.
I'm not winning. I believed it because I've had fights before and I've got punched in the face and I said, I'm not going to win this fight. I'm going to get punched up. So I know what that's like. I believe, Billy. I believe, brother.
Bro,
I know
he's coming back with a vengeance, bro.
Fucking believe it.
Coming back with a vengeance.
Yeah, Billy. I believe.
I think I've been flip-flopping for a long time, but I'm definitely in the camp of Ospreay winning here. Like NK said, I don't think necessarily interference, but definitely distraction. There's enough people between Don Callis to Keshtar that you know, even Blackpool Combat Club, if they really wanted to, just to distract Kenny, give him too much to focus on, then Ospreay comes in and gets the win. The chorus of boos in Canada, obviously someone that's not Canadian getting a win over one of their own. Don Callis is Canadian and he's beefing Kenny as well, so that will just be excellent to see. And then if they do go to All In, I remember I was saying this, you know, would they give Ospreay a big win in AEW, basically at a big show when he's not an AEW talent? Well, you could have him have that massive ovation going into All In, going into the arena in Wembley, Wembley Stadium, sorry, as IWGP United States champion. The crowd absolutely adoring him. The crowd will obviously show their love for Kenny Omega as well. And then possibly there, Ospreay could drop the title back to Kenny as well, so that, you know, we're getting the whole AEW guy going over someone that's not an AEW talent, and they've both had big moments within this feud, and then Kenny can go on to do whatever with the United States Championship following this little back and forth. But it's very intriguing with how they're going to book this. I mean, I think what's guaranteed is the match is going to be excellent as always, and they still won't hit everything and do everything they need to. They're still going to leave meat on the bone when it comes to this particular match.
Bro, this rivalry is still cooking, because you need to understand, Will Ospreay is an assassin, bro. He's an assassin. He'll get you when you're at your weakest. All of this happening with the Blackpool Combat Club, Kenny's got too much on his mind, like you said, Max. He's got too much on his mind. He's distracted. He's surrounded by his enemies, bro. He's surrounded by his enemies. Ospreay, he's just gonna creep in when you least expect it. You're looking that way. Ospreay's coming from this way, bro. This is gonna be a bang.
Kenny Omega.
We're gonna get that trilogy.
Yeah,
gonna get the trilogy.
Fuck it, I'm gonna say it. Kenny Omega's. I think. Oh.
What you say? Kenny Omega's what?
Hello, can you not hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you.
Yeah, I think Kenny Omega's got mental health right now. In the actual story of things. Because
he's got
you've got mental health. Your manager's betrayed you, so you're thinking that's my dog. He snaked me, you know. I've got the pagans are on me,
exactly,
and then I've got another op that's just attacked me. I don't know what to do.
For the sake of not triggering anyone, let's just say he's just got a lot to deal with. He's got a lot to think about.
Sorry, as I'm saying,
he's surrounded by his enemies, bro. There's nowhere to run. His camp's not big enough to handle this heat.
He's not safe. And I feel like, even in the Ospreay promo that Blacks was mentioning, that he mentioned that I don't care about Kenny right now. I don't care that he's going through his problems. Good, let him go through problems. It just makes him weaker. Man, listen. Oh, I can't. I don't know if we'll talk about, but that closes segment to Dan about when Ospreay just came out of nowhere. Kenny had so many issues to deal with. He was dealing with Takeshita. Didn't you see Ospreay just come out of nowhere, hit the blade? I said, "This is gas. This is
like you just said, NK, and I think that's the best way to summarize this whole thing. Kenny's not safe. He's in like the shark tank, and the sharks coming from every corner. And to be honest, the Bucks and Hangman don't really seem or haven't been framed that they're able to help protect him. No. I mean, they've all got their own issue, but it's like once their man get taken out, Kenny's literally alone, and then Don Callis wants his head. Takeshita now wants his head. Ospreay, like everyone here is like man's not safe.
Too much, man. Too much done.
This is a Disney movie right now. There's only one savior for Kenny Omega, bro. And his name starts with Coulter.
It starts with Coulter.
That is his only savior right now. You're surrounded by your ops. You've got a lot going on. You're outnumbered, brother. You know you're gonna have to make that phone call. He's gonna have to make that phone call one day. But
you're fucked. He's fucked right now. He's fucked. He is fucked. He's pissed. He's pissed.
He's literally been caught on
there's
up block.
No way.
Bro,
there's no. You're not up block. You're fucked.
He's slipping.
Yes.
Anywhere in AEW, bro, you're slipping. New Japan, you're slipping.
But I guess that's what happens when you're the GOAT, innit?
I hear it. People come after it.
When you're number one, everyone wants your head. I hear it.
Pause, man. Pause, bro.
Oh, shit.
Oh my God, Laps.
I did not see that one coming.
Okay. We're gonna get to the E to appease man like Sam Blacks. Before we do, I don't know if you guys have seen this. Black Wrestling Podcast, they've put out their annual list. They're still putting out their annual list of top 50 black wrestlers in the world. They're down to number 11 right now. So they haven't said who the top 10 are. I guess we can probably quite easily predict who is in the top 10. I'm actually going to send you guys the list of the 50 to 11 right now. Okay. So you can see who is, I guess, being counted outside the top 10.
On the group chat, yeah?
Yeah, I'll just put it in the group chat now. So Anthony Bowens, 11, Max Caster, 12, Jade Cargill, number 13. Is that a bit of surprise that someone that held the championship for that amount of time isn't in the top 10 black wrestlers of the last year? And when they count the last year, they count it from May 2022 to May 2023. Would anyone have expected Jade Cargill to be in the top 10?
I think it's because she hasn't got a world title.
But there's limited world titles. There's limited world titles in wrestling anyway.
Yeah,
not everyone that's going to be in the top 10 is going to have had a world title in the last year.
I'm looking at that list right now. Correct me if I'm wrong. Who's been a world title within the last year? Who's been a world champion within the last year?
As in, that's on this current list?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably none of these. Maybe of like an indie promotion, they may have been. But there's no one here that stands out to me that would have been on one. Like we see our guy Michael Oku at number 38. I feel like that's a bit harsh. I mean,
yeah, 38 is a bit, from the year he had last.
From the year he had, like this guy wrestled Chris Jericho, bro.
He's
like
had a better year than Kofi Kingston.
100%.
So yeah, I don't know where the fuck Kofi Kingston there.
Kofi's 35 on the list.
Angelo Dawkins been redeeming himself a bit. You know?
Yeah. Wait, so Michael Oku is where again?
38. Kofi Kingston's 35.
He's just above Lee Moriarty. Respectfully.
Trinity has been inactive for the best part of the whole year. She's 36.
No. But I feel like
Trinity's 36. Someone that didn't attend school, they're still. How does she make it to the leaderboard?
Yeah. But what I will say about
Trinity, come on, man.
Yeah, no, I can't lie. When in regards to Jade, her being, I feel like she should be 13 is fine because the title reign itself wasn't kind of petered out towards the end. So maybe she just missed out on top 10 because of that. But it depends who's in the 10. I feel like I don't mind Jade being outside there, just depending on who makes up the rest of the 10. Because but the only thing I'll say is Michael Hogan being 38 may be due to him being a Brit. And what I mean by that is that a lot of the work he's done has been here and might not have been accessible to that American audience. And even
I would say the biggest match he had between May 2022 and May 2023 would have been the PWG weekend. He had a match against Takeshita, which they said was excellent, and he had a match against Chris Jericho, JAS. So one weekend alone should have put him, in my opinion, probably in the top 20, top 30 at the very least.
Yeah. But the PWG stuff, the reason why, and I thought this is PWG kind of shoot themselves in the foot. They released the footage far after the hype of the match. So like the match will be hyped, but the footage will come out months later. So I think people might have forgotten, and it might be a case of, obviously, when you're ranking these lists, you have to rank on the body of work, but sometimes human error, we might forget about certain things. But I still feel like, Michael Oku being where he is isn't. He's done more than Nyla Rose. He's done more than Keith Lee.
Keith Lee being 25 is not
crazy.
Fake.
That's fugazi.
Yeah.
I'll put Angelo Dawkins above him. Big man thing.
Above Keith Lee. Yeah.
Big man thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Angelo Dawkins is he's improved a lot. I can't lie. He's really every match you can see him in. He's
so
really
is Swerve here?
If Swerve's not here, that means he's in the top 10.
That makes sense.
That's what I would assume.
That's
so anyone that you're expecting to see here, there's no Bobby Lashley here. There's no Bianca here. There's no Swerve here. Lashley's not here. Yeah.
Ricky Starks.
Ricky Starks could possibly be top 10 as well.
He ain't had a better year than Jade.
There's someone I've noticed that's missing from this list.
He had a better year. Like he's had a. Do you know what it is? Ricky Starks had a. No, he had a better year than Jade because they didn't win the titles. No. He can't be higher than Jade.
Nah.
Guys,
he deserves to be in the top 50, but not.
Yeah,
but
not.
Leon Slater is missing from this list right now.
Leon Slater.
Yeah.
Again, that's probably down to. I would like to think in the top 10, but I think it's probably down to lack of knowledge. And to be honest, this has been a bit of his breakthrough year. So I would expect to see Leon Slater on these lists. Maybe for the next year's version. Definitely.
Does Mercedes deserve to be on the list? Because hear me out. If we're doing just 2023, absolutely. Last year she was pretty absent though.
So her impact and her being Mercedes is enough to put her top 10. Like you're saying, in just that couple of months. The one that we have to question is Trinity at 36. Respectfully.
That's crazy.
She only returned like last month or so. So she hasn't wrestled. She's literally wrestled for a month or been active for a month.
Do you know what? You never know where life could take us. So I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
Attendance was at 0, and you still
can't
managed
lie.
to make it to the leaderboard.
But because the thing is, it's like, okay, Trinity's name gives her a bit of stock, but your name don't mean nothing if you ain't there. And obviously, I support why she wasn't there, but she wasn't there. You can't be graded.
Do you know what it is? In all honesty, and this is the problem because I might see her in real life next year. WrestleMania, Wale Mania. I probably will. I hope you don't see this, but it's like I honestly feel that your impact was not as much as Mercedes' money.
No, not even close. That's not even close.
It's not an argument.
Okay, cool, respectfully. So, you leaving the E. Didn't care as much. I cared because you're Naomi. I care. Like, if we were thinking you're going to be in the Bloodline, whatever, we were having different predictions, but I don't know what. Do you know what I mean?
She ain't done nothing. Like literally, like it's not even like there's nothing to. There's no work. There's no body of work to do. There's like the exam sheet is empty.
She's literally in that space specifically between May 2022. She had already left WWE about them times. She literally returned to Impact in May 2023. So,
Wait, How is Apollo Crews higher than Michael Oku? Are we taking the piss?
Oh, fuck off.
NXT tax.
Well,
TV
well, I
tax.
till I lie, yeah? In all honesty, this Apollo Crews guy has had 5 different identities. It's fucking
I agree
ridiculous.
with you.
Give it up. Become a
A
model.
conversation needs to be had. A conversation
Become a
needs to
model or
be had.
something.
about
No, seriously,
Apollo Crews.
become a model or do the Olympics or whatever, this, that. Because
They've just moved him back to main roster. They just moved him back to Raw in this last draft.
yeah, and what happened?
Once since the draft.
And didn't he lose that match against someone? Was it
Yeah,
Vera?
he lost. He lost. I can't remember who it was.
Wait, what's
was something
Myron
done.
Reed done this year?
Who?
Myron Reed, MLW.
Myron Reed. He might have won like the middleweight championship. He's always in and around that title for MLW. He put some good matches. So the other one I wanted to raise was Kevin Knight. Obviously, graduate from the LA Dojo. He's been killing it on Impact, killing it with Kushida. He's number 44. Still young in his career, but he's done a lot in the last year. I don't think he should be as low as that. Respectfully, I think there's a lot of friendship tax in this list as well.
Where's Willow?
If Willow's not here, she should be top 10. And she probably won't be. So
I don't think she'll be top 10, bro. I don't think she'll be top 10.
That
Where's
top 10
Willow?
list is going to be a very, very tough one.
Yeah, no, we need to dissect that one because I'm scared. Because there's names that should be, because I don't think Ricky starts as a top 10 contender. But
If we name the woman alone, Bianca and Sasha and Mercedes, yeah?
yeah.
Bianca
Who are
Mercedes.
now going to be the other 8?
Swerve, Bobby Lashley,
Republicans.
Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah. What number are we on?
We're on 5 now,
That's so 5 left.
including Bianca and Mercedes. So we got 5 left now. See what I mean?
So, yeah, this is difficult.
Techie.
I will say Willow for the sake of naming a black person, but I'm
Willow.
not sure we should be there.
If they say Omos, I'm gonna laugh.
Hobbs.
No, I saw Almost is here, isn't he?
Almost
He's
is there.
he's 32.
Wait, where's Hobbs?
Will Hobbs, yeah, he's not on this list that I've seen, so
can't
he
be
might
top
be top
10
10.
I don't
Oh,
think.
do you know
gotta
what?
be
Because he
10.
won the TNT title.
He's got to be top 10 at this rate.
Did we put Lashley?
We said
Yeah,
Lashley already, I
Lashley,
think.
yeah.
So
I put Hobbs now, so that's 7.
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I can't lie. Jade should have been top 10 because now I'm struggling.
yeah. If I'm struggling, then Jay should have been top 10.
Surely not Ricky.
Ricky Starks has got to be top 10.
All
then
right,
I would say.
So now we've got 2 more.
Could anyone being pushed in WWE right now? Montez?
Montez is on this list. He's 17.
Oh, he's on that list.
Yeah, he's 17.
Wesley. Wesley's been North American champion for a hell of a long
Wesley. Yeah, Wesley.
He's
Wesley's
top
a
10.
good
Is
shout.
Gresham there? Is Gresham there?
Gresham, I don't think he's on this list.
not-
Nah, his activity hasn't been high enough, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
One more.
Yeah, I'm confused. I don't know. Nah, I don't
It's
know.
not- it's
Moose?
not black.
Moose? Do I say Moose?
I was going to mention Moose, but what was Moose? I don't really watch Impact anymore, man, so I can't really tell you what Moose has
Yeah.
been doing.
Not
I'm
too
hearing him around.
familiar with his works.
Yeah, that's the only other person that I could imagine. But I think at the same time, as me saying that, I think these lot have had problems with Moose in the past because Moose wasn't once upon a time they done this list. Moose wasn't either on the list or given a crap position, and he was beefing them. So they may have just excluded Moose altogether.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I have to see the number 10, but now Jade being outside of it is looking spooky. I can't lie. Especially if Will Hobbs is there, Jade must 100% be there. There's no excuse.
Yeah.
I don't think Hobbs will be there.
He might.
He has to be somewhere.
If Hobbs ain't there and he ain't made the whole top 50,
That's a
then
disgrace.
saying something.
Yeah,
That's a disgrace. That's a disgrace. That's a
He's
disgrace.
been more
No.
active than most of-
Because
so
as
some
much
of
as
the people on that list.
as much as we've cooked Hobbs' title reign, I'm so sorry. He's better than Apollo Crews.
Yeah.
Let's keep it 100. Like,
Yeah,
come
yeah,
on.
yeah.
Nah,
Big
let's
facts, big
not
facts.
be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can probably continue this conversation on the top 10 when the top 10 is released in the next couple of days. It'll be released by the time the podcast comes out. So yeah, in the studio we can chat about who's made this this top 10. But yeah, interesting list. Big up Black Wrestling Podcast. They put this together every year.
Big them up.
Let's fly over to the E.
Yeah.
And it's like every week we're doing Bloodline Chronicles here. So obviously this week we have seen JAE EAUX deliver the super kick that people have been waiting for 3 years. He's laid out Roman. He's aligned with his brother, and it seems as if they've left the Bloodline. I don't know. Have WWE actually announced they're having the tag match at Money in the Bank, or is this just stuff being fan made now?
I think I saw a poster.
Nothing's been mentioned.
I saw a poster, but I don't know if WWE have made that themselves or if it's fan made.
No, I've not seen anything official yet. But
yeah,
I think it's all fan made right now.
Yeah. So they haven't finalized it just yet. But yeah, man, JAE EAUX has split. Another great segment which we're gonna remember in this, when we come to remember this story as a whole. Like, we've had some great segments. What did you, man, think of the segment on SmackDown?
Epic. Epic. I loved it. No, I loved it. It was really like, I thought, you know what, Jimmy, you about to get betrayed, man. But man said, nah, fuck that. And kicked. You know what I mean? I loved it, and I think Solo was stunned as well. He couldn't do anything. So he got kicked as well. So it's one of those things. It was a very proud moment. I think it's sad that the Bloodline has now been disbanded. So I see a little bit of a highlight on wrestling Twitter of obviously the whole Bloodline coming out, even with Sami Zayn. I was like, damn, that was a good time, It was a good time, but no, all good things have to come to an end. I don't think, is Roman going to defend this title with Money in the Bank because of it?
No chance.
Maybe?
Nope.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. But yeah, that moment was epic. Piquet. Yeah.
Laps, give your thoughts. I've got something to say. Go on.
Like you guys said, this is a super kick that we've all been waiting for 3 years. The segment, like Black said as well, epic. It actually gave me goosebumps when I saw Jay super kick Reigns, because I thought Jay was actually going to turn on Jimmy. I was fully convinced when you're telling Jay, yeah, you're up next, you're going to be tribal chief. Bro, it was believable, but Jay has some integrity. He said, I'm not going to be fooled by all of these statuses that you want to give me. I'm leaving as well. So, I was happy with the segment. It was sick. I'm really excited to see what's going to come after this.
So, in regard to that, what is going to come? Obviously, we're probably getting towards a tag team match at Money in the Bank. I doubt that will be the end of it. I can't even see who's going to come out winning that particular match. There's obviously still the talks of, for this story to be concluded, JAE EAUX needs to have a one-on-one match, a singles match with Roman Reigns. Obviously, some people are calling for that to be a title match. Some people are calling for it just to be a singles match, right? Now, I was thinking about this, and I thought, if they make this a title match, and this is definitely contrary to what I've said in the past, because I was at one point very much in the camp that JAE EAUX should face him for the title and win the title, because that's where this entire thing started, between these two and the title, really. So this is now going back and knowing what I know now. With WWE, right? Even if they went to kind of do the whole full circle thing, as we're saying, with JAE EAUX beating Roman Reigns some way, somehow, what happens next? Because he isn't the caliber of person they see as a world champion. I think as well, this comes back to me saying a couple of weeks ago that although LA Knight would be a great Money in the Bank holder, I don't think he'll be a great champion, because he doesn't fit maybe within the mold of what they see a champion should be. I liken JAE EAUX to Kofi Kingston. As in, if they done it and he became champion, he would be Kofi'd. Like, this is just a tag team guy. Yeah, he's a tag team guy with the world championship. We'll give him like 5 months with it, and then we'll take it off. Now, 5 months may be all he needs, really. Yeah, it's more about the moment of him beating Roman. But like, they need to find a way for the Bloodline story to be wrapped up, ended with Jey Uso beating Roman Reigns, I believe, in a singles match.
Yeah.
And then we eventually get to the point of, I guess, Cody winning a Royal Rumble or something to get back round to Roman to actually take the belts off Roman.
Everyone really wants Cody to win that title, innit?
Well, that's the story, isn't it?
I hear it, bro. I hear it.
That's
Go
the
on.
story.
Yeah, fuck it. If Cody wins it now I want it.
Because
Yeah.
respectfully, if we're keeping it 100, okay, cool. You defeat. Like I'm gonna sound like a broken record, and the record will continue to break until it happens. Listen, do you man see Jey Uso main event in a WrestleMania?
Impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you see?
I literally saw people saying that
It's
this should be the main event of WrestleMania next year. Jey Uso and Roman.
Never.
said
Pussy
no.
can't.
Stop
What?
fucking kidding yourself.
I think it's possible.
Nah.
Yeah, it's true. Jesus said nothing is impossible, but then at the same time, it is not happening.
So did Adidas. Adidas said that as well. Like,
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about Cody. We say he's a star. And I'll ask you this question: can you see Cody main event in the WrestleMania without Roman? I can.
yes.
A lot of us can.
Yeah.
He's the person that needs to win the title. Because, okay, now I'll even ask another question. Who's been a top babyface in WWE since Bryan Danielson? Top babyface that everyone loves.
Seth.
And completed the mission. Because Sami Zayn didn't complete his mission. Cody didn't complete his mission. The top babyface.
Yeah, but when you mean complete the mission, you're basically saying beat Roman. That's no one.
No,
Okay.
but have their moment. That moment where I am triumphant.
Seth. We just saw it at Night of Champions.
Well, yeah, Seth is not. He's not the answer to NK's question, but Seth is, I guess, the most recent example.
Yeah.
But he's not like to the level of even Danielson was when Danielson overcame what he overcame and stuff like that. So yeah, Cody is the next best since Danielson times.
We need a top baby face because we know the wrestling business. Especially in WWE, we've had heritage of generations. Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold, Cena. These men are megastars. I'm not even just saying in terms of like their star. I'm just talking about the top baby face we can put and be like, this is the hero of the company. We don't have that now.
So what you're saying right now, no, okay. When you're talking about the hero of the company, you're basically saying the next franchise, isn't it? Let's just keep it a buck. Reigns is probably going to retire in the next 5 years at least. Yeah. The next franchise of the company, you want to put your hands and you're saying, fuck it, we'll go for Cody Rhodes. That's what
Who else? Who else?
Blacks, do you know why? Reigns is going to go to Hollywood. Cody's going to stay in wrestling.
Who else? Who do you want me to say? Austin Theory?
That's the problem.
Theory's a 20-year. Theory's maybe a 15-year plan.
That's a 15-year.
Maybe a 15-year plan. No, seriously.
What an investment.
He will get it, and I feel like he will get it eventually. He's very talented, but it's a 15-year plan.
How old is Austin Theory? Hold on. How old is
like 24, 25, I think.
25. He's a young G still. 15-year project. Yeah.
It's just 15 just sounds
40,
bad.
40, he'll be the man. 40, he'll be the man. 45, 40. It's a 15-year project thing, I promise you. Wallahi. And he'll be the man.
Said 40, he'll be the man.
Do you know how early Reigns was pushed?
No, because the reason why I say that, because Reigns will be done in 5 years, yeah? Cody will take maybe for like another 5 to 10 years. Then after that...
You know what, Sam? Like, it's not that you're right that you're outraged that the answer is Cody. It's WWE's responsibility to build up more guys, and they haven't done that. Drew was kind of there, maybe came a bit early because of the pandemic, and that ruined Drew because Drew was kind of almost getting to that point, it seemed. But the title run killed him because there was no fans there. Yeah. And he never had that chance he hasn't had that chance since he's been back to, pick up from where he left or anything like that. It looked like I kidded myself. I know I kidded myself into thinking he was going to win at Clash of the Castle. It never happened. So we haven't really seen him ascend to that point again since then. So WWE need to be creating you guys. It's almost preposterous, the fact that the guy we're saying is about to be anointed the next guy came from making another company. You know, yes, he'd had previous with WWE, but it literally shows you they're not building new stars. The fact that their next big thing is from another company, yes, previously WWE.
I think they're building new stars, but they're just not fucking good enough. They're not. A lot of these people are their character. It's just not gravitating enough to make.
You know what they're doing, Sam? Be honest with yourself. They're not building new stars. We know who they like, but what they're doing is, especially with Triple H in charge now, they're reheating a lot of misused stars. Finn Balor's getting a lot of microwave, like you'd say, Sam. Finn Balor's getting a lot of TV time and getting pushed. Seth is obviously the champion right now. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura. You know, we dug out Shinsuke Nakamura, Ricochet. These are guys.
These are 2016 regions. This is 2016 regions.
Yeah, this is literally it. Like the guys they're now pushing on TV as top guys or the big baby faces and all that kind of stuff are guys that they're names of yesteryear that. It's now, yes, they might be in better hands, and it's like let's try this again, sort of thing. There's actually amongst all these names we're saying, who is the new star that they're trying to make?
I think LA Knight.
They don't know how to book LA Knight.
That's the problem.
LA Knight is getting over in spite. No, the LA Knight is doing what WWE likes. What did these superstars always say? When Vince gives you chicken shit, you make chicken salad. He's making chicken salad. But they're giving him dead materials. He's still working with it, but the materials are dead.
You don't know how to book him.
Yeah.
And God forbid they give him the briefcase now, and it's like, okay, like he's the briefcase holder. But notoriously, like they always do with their briefcase holders, they just lose every week anyway, until the point they cash in.
I think with LA, he's turning more to a face now, isn't he?
The crowd are, doing that natural.
Is he fighting someone at Money? No, he's just joining.
He's in the ladder match. He's in the ladder
match. What did I gather from LA Knight that week? Yeah, you're right. They're not booking him right.
Well, let me ask you a question, because Mex mentioned Drew, and wanna touch on this. Obviously, he speculated that Drew's not happy in WWE, or they're renegotiating contracts and it's not going well, right? And the reports, so these are speculations that like Drew hasn't been happy with like where he's been pushed or whatever. And I want to ask you guys, do you feel like more could have been done with Drew, or do you feel like Drew's like they gave him the opportunities, but he never rose to the occasion?
Like, following on from what Mex said, sorry, and we might be in the same boat here. I just basically feel it's just because of the pandemic. You fucked that. What can you do?
Yeah, Drew had to make do with what he had. I wouldn't say he couldn't rise to the occasion. It's just that he's a victim of circumstances. Unfortunately, that pandemic era was meant to cement Drew, and obviously everything was locked down. So he had to make do with what he had, unfortunately.
What I'll just say on Drew, before you go, NK, what I'll say on Drew is, for me, definitely a victim of circumstance. Drew started coming through. Remember, he came back and he was on main roster. He was running around doing something with Dolph Ziggler, being Dolph Ziggler's henchman. By the time they scrapped that, they were building Drew. Drew went to the Royal Rumble. He won the Royal Rumble. Great Royal Rumble. Eliminated Lesnar. Went to WrestleMania. By the time WrestleMania came around, pandemic had hit. They were doing WrestleMania in the Performance Center. We have to remember, when Drew was on this ascent, who wasn't around? Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns was recovering from his leukemia at the time. And then when he came back, they was trying to do the Roman Reigns versus Goldberg program for WrestleMania, if you remember. And then obviously Roman said, I've got this illness. I don't want to be outside with the pandemic. I'm going home to rest. Drew was champion. Drew had the clear run. He was the guy. That's the guy that they put the championship on. And yes, the pandemic happened. And then the minute that, Roman thought, okay, it's cool for me to come outside, they obviously came with the Roman switch up of character. Roman won the title on his second day back at work. And the rest is history. We're literally still living in that scenario right now. And like I said earlier, Drew has only had the opportunity to ascend back to that similar position as of September last year when Clash at the Castle happened. And since then, he's done much of nothing.
Yeah. And also, you have to remember, you see how we have Cody Rhodes now. Cody Rhodes went to the Indies, returned, top star. Cody Rhodes is the second coming of Drew McIntyre. He's the second chance WWE has. Because look, when you
I see what you mean when you say that.
I hear it to a degree. I hear it to a degree.
Drew, he left WWE, rebranded himself, came back, won the Royal Rumble, became, you know, he's like this. He's the first coming. Cody Rhodes is the second.
Cody was a much bigger star upon return, though.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
And I thought with Drew, and then obviously they put him in NXT. Maybe, obviously, hindsight being what it was, maybe they should have just shipped him straight to the main roster. But it was a different landscape in WWE. But my thing is with Drew, and this is the thing that I've said with WWE. WWE don't allow a lot of guys grace. For example, we acknowledge Roman now, no pun intended, but we see Roman now for what he is. The amount of trial and error we've seen with Roman, we can't. This is what I won't allow people to do. We can't forget the origins of how we got Shield cooking.
But
post-Shield, there was a lot of trial and error. Put it this way: Drew McIntyre had the moment that Roman had at the Royal Rumble, where the Rock's lifting up his hand and getting booed. They would never let him sniff a title again. But this is the thing. But with anything. You invest in something. You trial, you error, and I feel like with WWE right now, it's like we're gonna throw you out there, and if you don't hit the ground running, we're taking you right off. We're taking it right off. They're not letting Mandem cook and breathe, and that's the thing about this 1,000-day title reign that's annoying me. It's not just because it's 1,000 days. I feel like the reason why it's gone on so long, partially for me, is because they're scared to take it off of him. They're scared to take that next leap.
And to be honest with you, I'll be fucking scared too.
You gotta take risks.
I'll be fucking scared too. The whole landscape will change. It's scary.
You have to. That's wrestling. It's gotta evolve.
But then what is WWE gonna be anyway? I don't want to talk about
WWE. Is WWE. No man is bigger. This ain't the 80s. This ain't the 90s. This ain't nothing will sink WWE.
Yeah, but we are still in an era where we're still in the era of the Shield. Let's call it back.
How?
In terms of the guys from the Shield are kind of doing their thing separately.
They're running things.
Going anywhere. It's not going anywhere.
I hear that.
I think with I definitely agree with NK that there's a level of fear in we take the title off Roman. You know, how will it be perceived? How will the next person be perceived? If people are enjoying Roman, whether you think he's a heel or a face or whatever the case is, you know, if they don't buy into the next person, then that could be problems. WWE are going through a very good period right now financially as well. And, you know, they may credit that to Roman being champion. And, you know, you don't want to take the title off him and then that takes a dive as well. That takes a dip. So, yeah, I think there's definitely a level of fear. There's definitely a level of lack of planning. Like, where all this time, like for instance, since WrestleMania, Roman hasn't been anything, you know, just carrying titles but not defending them. This is the perfect opportunity to at least start building someone in the background. If you're not going to tell us a story with the main title, show us who are the guys coming up, and you know, maybe in a month or two's time they're going to be ready to take on Roman. They're not even doing that. I can't name a soul on SmackDown that can step in the ring and have a match with Roman, and we could, you know, half believe they could beat Roman. There's no one. I would say right now, out of everything I'm seeing on just WWE products, full stop, the man is Gunther, and Gunther's Intercontinental Champion on Raw. Yeah, and so they're not gonna cross paths. So yeah, it's a difficult situation. Although everything we're getting out from the Bloodline is good content, like. In terms of the landscape, it's not really doing much for.
It's not necessary for a title. That's the thing about the Bloodline stuff. Like I always say, it's great separate from because nobody can because people keep telling me this Bloodline stuff's cooking, but what does it have to do with the title? Can you tell? You could tell this story. This JAE EAUX and Roman stuff doesn't change one iota with or without the title.
So
yeah. No, I'm gonna say. Sorry, continue. I'll
say one thing. they brought the title somewhat into it on SmackDown for the first time in this past week's segment. And that was when Roman said, it was my job to get us to the promised land, to get us to this island of relevancy. And it was you man's job to keep us here. And that is the only thing that's loosely got to do with the title in this entire Bloodline thing that they've mentioned. Like, I got us here as champion. Now everyone cares about us. I'm champion. You have to make sure I remain champion, basically. So I would argue, like I've said from the beginning, the minute the Bloodline disintegrates, Roman should really lose that title. So
very true.
Yeah, that's what we need to see.
Because it's crazy, because most of Roman's title defenses, he's only won because of the Usos, one way or another.
Or solo.
Yeah.
But like I said, because I know we had we've had conversations about maybe them extending this to WrestleMania. I can't lie, bro. That's tired. It's tired. Like it's tired. Because at that point, I don't know, man. But the thing is,
you know, the biggest problem with that NK is that because we all believe it's going to be Cody to beat Roman, Cody's on Raw. The only place Cody's going to get to Roman is via the Royal Rumble. I don't even want Cody to win the Royal Rumble. I don't want it. I don't want it to happen. But that's the only way, you know, unless they do one of their little jazz eradicate the brand split stuff and Cody gets there somehow. Like that, Cody has to win the Rumble and then he can pick his champion and then he can go for Roman from there. That's the only way. So we are looking at a situation where it will probably be Mania next year if the plan is still Cody to dethrone him.
Oh God!
2-time Royal Rumble winner. So do you know what I find interesting about this? Do you know what I find interesting about this? Because if Cody keeps on winning on Raw, building momentum, technically he should be number one contender for the World Heavyweight title.
Already.
You know, so what? He's not contending for that title.
And that will not do that title any favors if Cody like skies that title to go for Roman's title.
Yeah, it's going to be a Cody and Lesnar free thing before anything happens there. Fam.
Oh yeah, that's almost
and that's just Dom is going to win because I think Brock is going to intervene, and then we'll get that, and then we'll get SummerSlam, and then after that's done, Cody should beat Lesnar again, and then go for the big fish. You know what I'm saying?
So to handle this situation, though, do you think they have to kill Cody's momentum a little bit?
They already have.
It's not necessarily. Yeah, they killed his momentum. It's not.
I feel like it's still up.
It's not necessarily. It's not necessarily killing his momentum. It's now his momentum has been killed. It's now how do we build it back up?
They have to slow it down.
You fight Dom. Probably one of the biggest heels right now in the company.
Cody versus Dominic Mysterio, respectfully, no.
But Sam's right in the fact that that's happening. It's happening already. NK is it? That's like Money in the Bank.
Yeah,
that's Money in the Bank match.
Oh, singles match.
Yeah, it's happening.
Oh, it's a one-off.
I'm talking in the future.
Yeah.
It should be a one-off, inshallah. But I'm just saying, it's one of those things where you need to build his momentum a little bit now. You know, Dom's one of the biggest heels in the company. As mad as it is to say, bruv, the man talks, everyone's booing.
Yeah, you're right in saying
he's really hated. If he gets caught outside, someone might just punch him up. Do you know what I mean? It's just a little snob. But you know,
Roman's cool heel. Roman's cool heel. Dom is like just like to boo him, sort of thing.
Triple H at one stage was that cool heel. You say, yeah, that's a Jenna still. That's my Jenna. Do you know what I mean? But in this situation now, Dom is just, I just don't like you, you little snob. You little prick. You hate your father as well, you know? And you want Cody to beat him up, but that's not going to happen. So, you know, they still want to keep the momentum up with Dom. So I feel Cody's going to lose. But how that's going to happen, Brock's going to come in, nickel 1-2 German suplex, F5, and then we'll get that free. It's okay, NK. Let him take that L. It's all right.
Cody loses to Dominic
Mysterio,
I am saying Uso 2024.
Bruce, it's okay. It's fine.
I think I don't think he will lose to Dom. I think maybe he beats Dom and maybe straight after Brock will come out and bang him up, sort of thing. We might see something like that, or maybe we even see something like Brock coming out before the match, beating him up, and then we get the plucky underdog on adversity. Cody Rhodes coming from underneath and beating Dom Mysterio, one or the other.
Here's the thing: if let's say we assume Cody wins Royal Rumble again, because I feel like we're gonna do like Cody's a man of the theatrics. He's a man of just overselling it and rare tear. If this man comes out at number 1 at Royal Rumble or does like the Iron Man thing at Royal Rumble, it will do more damage to Cody than good. Because I'm telling you, because the thing about Cody, Cody's an amazing wrestler, and his theatrics are working in WWE. But you time the theatrics with the title being delayed a year. Now he's coming back Royal Rumble, winning 2 times in a row when that opportunity could have been given to someone else. Maybe it's a bit. I'm not gonna say fans are gonna turn on him, but they might be a bit sour than they were this year. But it depends on how they book him. You can still book Cody and make him captivated next year, but waiting runs the bigger chance of you messing it up.
Yeah, 100%.
When before it was just hot. You could just throw the title and everyone accepts it. Now you've kind of got to almost sell it to me a bit more now. Because you've made them go through these zigzags and trials and tribulations. You got adversity. Now you got to sell it to me a bit more. Because now I'm just like, I want it, but like instead of being 100%, I'm 70% now.
No, I hear that. Well, we'll see. We still got like what 6 to 9 months for WrestleMania and all of them things. So we'll see how it goes. The last thing I wanted we discuss today, obviously we saw Logan Paul come back, and Logan Paul has been inserted into the Money in the Bank match. So he fits that pattern of he's not a previous champion, previous Money in the Bank holder. He will join Butch, LA Knight, Shinsuke Nakamura, Ricochet. Who else am I missing out?
Ricochet.
I said Ricochet.
No, we meant Ricochet.
Yeah, Butch. I said.
Okay.
Shinsuke Nakamura. I don't know if I said Shinsuke. But yeah, Damian Priest. I think Damian Priest is the last one. So yeah, those are the 7 men that are going to be in it. Now, I don't know about you guys or who you think is going to be. He's going to win Money in the Bank here, but I can't help but think Logan Paul, media guy, social media guy. I would like to think they won't do it, but if they have Logan Paul have an impulsive podcast every week with the Money in the Bank briefcase sitting behind him, and 1 point however million people watch that show. Am I far-fetched in thinking
it's a very smart business proposition. It's a very smart business ethic by WWE if they make that happen, because you're right, it brands the product, and it's going to bring in maybe that fan base. And
you have to remember as well, WWE's officially introduced the rule that the Money in the Bank holder can challenge any title on the roster. So my theory is, if Logan Paul wins that Money in the Bank, Austin Theory is not looking good.
Oh God,
it's not.
I wouldn't mind him beating Austin Theory. And
I don't mind, but don't touch no one else.
Do
not touch no one else.
The Money in the Bank.
He can't go for Roman. He definitely can't go for Gunther. He has to go for Austin.
But that's the point, though. But that's the point of Money in the Bank. No, that's the point. It's supposed to even the odds.
Yes.
The Money in the Bank. For example, when we looked at when we looked at man like Edge, character-wise, Edge could never chat to Taker, but Money in the Bank was the thing that evened the odds. Yeah. That's the whole point. Now,
don't you dare compare Logan Paul to Edge. No. We're not going to do that, my brother.
You're not listening to what he's saying, are you?
I know what he's saying. I know what he's saying.
I don't want Logan to win it.
Yeah, go on, bro. I know what you're saying. But I don't want to hear Edge and Logan Paul in the same sentence. I know what you're saying.
I never put them in the same sentence, bro.
Edge only got captivated to those levels because of Money in the Bank. But Logan Paul's not going to get captivated by getting into Money in the Bank. That's why
I don't want Logan Paul to win Money in the Bank. I don't want him to win Money in the Bank.
We're on the same team, but I
don't think it's about elevating Logan Paul. I think it's more so about getting his audience to watch the products a lot more, because he's definitely attracting that 16 to 24, 30 market. So WWE kind of needs more of that.
So no, the reason why I'm not even trying, I hear that, but him being on the show is enough of that. It's fine, and Logan's doing great. But the whole branding of this thing is okay. Man, them who haven't won Money in the Bank before, we're gonna freshen up new faces. These are your homegrown guys. These are the guys that are gonna be in the company week in, week out. You know what I'm saying? If you want to build like new stars, this is the time to do it. Logan Paul's already a star. He's an import. You've imported him from wherever he's come from. If you want to build new stars, give them the opportunity of Money in the Bank. All I'm hearing for the build this Money in the Bank is new opportunity. The opportunity is being wasted because you're giving it to someone who's already a star, who will be a star outside of this anyway. You have the opportunity now with Money in the Bank to create someone new. Now, granted, are they going to chat to Roman? No, but that's why you built the consolation prize in that second title. Now they can challenge Seth. So allow the Money in the Bank to be that thing that elevates these new talent that are going to be there on a consistent basis. Listen, these celebrity men are good. They're good. These celebrity men are icing to the cake, but the cake is built on the talent that you have now. Work on them. Use them.
I hear that.
I think Logan being in the match is enough.
Yeah,
I can see where, you know, it could go for WWE if he was to win the briefcase, be walking around with that briefcase is in the background of his podcast and all that kind of thing. But as a wrestling fan, Logan being in the match it's more than enough.
Bro, like Logan's there for spots, man. He's jumping off the ladder. He's doing a Shelton Benjamin. Guaranteed.
Yeah. I don't need to see him win it. Especially if he's not going to be around. Like,
who do you guys think is going to win it though? Out of
this is the thing though. You know what? At the same time, me just saying that the Money in the Bank holder doesn't need to be around. It's literally a case of them just popping up at a pay-per-view, everyone screaming and going, "Oh my god, they're going to cash in." The Money in the Bank holder don't need to be there.
But I miss the weekly teases though. I miss it.
I hear that, but
it could be a Logan Paul thing, and I think if Logan does get it, he's coming after Seth.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
I think Seth was the last great Money in the Bank holder.
Yeah, he was.
100%.
He was the last great one. Because even before the Mania thing, he always had it on deck. You saw Seth with the authority. That's what I want. I want Money in the Bank to be prestigious, man. Come on, Blackshot E, man. You know what Money in the Bank is, man. You know the heritage. You talk to me about history all the time. We
definitely know.
But you man shouldn't stand for this. They're slowly chipping away at the legacy.
Logan Paul cannot fucking win.
Of course.
If I keep it about, he can't fucking win. Yeah? It needs to be with someone who I feel is deserving. You know, like a Priest or LA Knight. That's my picks.
Damian Priest is cold. I like that one.
Yeah. I think Damian Priest is gonna win it.
You're just a madman. I love you, bro. You're probably my favorite. You're a madman. Just stay being a madman and don't talk, because there's no point of you even talking. Just be a madman. You understand?
I think, like I said last week, if we get a situation where Damian Priest wins the briefcase and eventually, maybe in the next few months, Finn Balor wins the title, and they're in the same camp, one has the title, one has the briefcase, that could be a very interesting dynamic between the two, where they're almost still pretending to be friends, and Finn is just kind of watching with one eye over his shoulder sort of thing. Like, is Damian going to turn on me and cash in on me? I think that's probably, out of the field of guys in that match, that's probably one of the better directions they could go. But of course, it takes Finn Balor to win the title also. But yeah, I think Logan, like I said, being in the match is enough.
Mets, just to add on to that point as well, I think the way WWE's been spotlighting the Judgment Day nowadays, I feel like they're kind of pushing more towards Damian Priest to win that briefcase, simply so that the Judgment Day are going to be dominant on Raw now. They technically hold the golds and they hold the briefcase, so now they can do whatever they want. If they want a new title added to their faction, they can get that easily, anytime, anywhere. But also, I do feel as though that briefcase will definitely lead to the demise of Judgment Day, because Priest eventually will turn.
Yeah, if that scenario happens, that is. But yeah.
I can already picture how it's gonna happen. Priest and Balor, they're gonna be cool. Priest, if Balor wins the world title, this is all dependent on if Balor wins the world title. If he wins, Priest will obviously be there, being buddy, helping Balor retain, etc. Then one point, it's just gonna switch. We're gonna think Priest is helping Balor, but he's actually gonna cash in.
Yeah,
that's just my scenario. I don't know what you guys think.
I'm for it.
Agree. I'm for it. I never want to see, not never, but we should not. The Money in the Bank should not be cashing on mid-card titles again for a long time.
I agree.
We should never return to that because what's the point?
I don't mind them announcing the caveat of you can cash it in for any title. I just don't think anyone should.
No,
like if that's what they want to say to kind of add more intrigue and oh my god, the Money in the Bank holders coming out for this United States title match, whatever. But like, yeah, just don't degrade the Money in the Bank briefcase by going after a mid-card title. You could go and ask your GM for a title match, like really and truly. You don't need to have Money in the Bank to do all of that.
Joking.
So yeah, any last thoughts? Any last things anyone wants to mention?
Really just to say that let's hope for the best, man, for both pay-per-views.
Yeah.
I think it's going to demonstrate that, you know, wrestling is here. Yeah, man. No, I'm looking forward to both pay-per-views. I am. And I can't believe I'm actually saying that about AEW, but no, fuck it. And I've changed. I've changed. This whole period now, I've understood it. I've changed.
Blacks, it's an exciting time to be a wrestling fan right now. With the abundance you've got WWE, you've got Raw, SmackDown, NXT, AEW Dynamite, Rampage, and Collision. I
wouldn't be excited about Rampage, but yeah, no,
we're being spoiled right now. Regardless, we're being spoiled as fans. This is exciting.
It's an important next 2 weeks with Forbidden Door this weekend, Money in the Bank the following weekend. Just some announcements. For those of you online, you would have seen we are doing a Money in the Bank watch party. So make sure you hit us up. Come and watch Money in the Bank with the guys. That is on the 1st of July. Hit our pages, Twitter and all them things to get the tickets. It is just a ticket to basically confirm your attendance. There is a free ticket. Also, if you want in on a chance to win the WWE Championship, a replica belt, you can buy the paid ticket, which is basically a raffle ticket, less than £3. So yeah, get involved in the raffle, less than your meal deal, less than a cup of coffee, and you might walk out with a WWE Championship at the end of the watch along. Any other stuff? We got Hustle coming up 25th of July, so you can get your tickets for Hustle as well.
Grab that.
One of the greatest nights out in wrestling. Just good fun in Hackney Wick and Colour Factory. So yeah, you can come and catch us there as well. Anything else, guys?
No, nothing on my end.
Probably new content, isn't it?
Buy your merch. Get your merch if you're coming to the Money in the Bank event.
Let's say Scoot Up in the podcast. Am I growing up or something? Scoot Up. You know what I mean? Merch. I need to start marketing more. But no, Scoot Up merch out. You get me? Yeah,
it'll be good to see some of you guys in the WRESTHINGS merch on the Money in the Bank event as well. Grab that if you can.
Have we got Banger Bandizio merch as well, innit?
Banger Bandizio's out. Scoot Up's out. TDM t-shirts are out now. So yeah, man, you lot sport for choice. Go and get that. Like I say, get your tickets to the shows and all that thing as well. Next week, be back in the studio. I hope you guys are stuck with us with this one. I know doing these remote ones are a bit rough sometimes, but I felt today was a good show.
Yeah, man, it was a fun show, man.
But yeah, guys, we're signing out. I've been Mex.
NK.
Laps.
Your boy Sam Blacks.
You're listening to the WRESTHINGS podcast, the coolest wrestling podcast about. Tell your mom, dad, girlfriend, sister, mistress, side piece, all of them things there. about the Mandem. What's the last line?
By the Mandem.
By the Mandem. For the Mandem.
For the Mandem. Wow. You get me? Jay Cargill.
Jade Cargill should have been top 10.
Should have been top 10.
Yeah.